Hey, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
It's Nurse Renee.
And it's Nurse Jackie.
And welcome to
We Talk.
So on today's episode, we are going to talk about do insurance companies pay for medical marijuana and or recreational marijuana? And we want to clarify and make sure that you guys know the truth about it. And we would like to get your feedback to see if you think that insurance companies should
pay for it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And so we can just keep this dialogue going on. But I think, we should start with the information first, and then we will get you guys' feedback. So Jackie went first on the last episode about the endocannabinoid system, because that one was a little bit near to Jackie's heart. So this time, we're going to start the conversation with, do insurance companies pay for cannabis? And the short answer to that is no. Insurance companies do not pay for medical or recreational cannabis. And the reason is because the FDA has not approved medical marijuana as a drug that has a medical benefit. So it hasn't been proven that it can help with anything, pain, with regulating your sugar for diabetes. Like, it hasn't been proven. So regardless as to whatever, like if people who are taking CBD currently or people who are receiving their medical marijuana through a dispensary, it doesn't matter, because the FDA works, the way that they work is you have to go through trials, clinical trials, before they say that a drug is or is not appropriate for human consumption.
Right.
And so the FDA can't approve anything until it's descheduled. What does that mean? Marijuana is currently a Schedule 1 drug. That means that to the federal government, it has no medical use. Like, it does not cure anything, it does not heal anything, it does not help with anything. It is only detrimental.
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
I do.
No, we don't agree with Jackie. But yeah, that's Jackie's stance, that she agrees with the federal government. So it doesn't have a medical benefit, so it should not be allowed to be used, period, for no reason. Like, there's nothing that cannabis can do to help heal or help with ease your pain or whatever you have going on. So that is why the federal government that's why insurance companies cannot pay for medical cannabis at this point, because the FDA hasn't had enough clinical trial, and the federal government still has it as a Schedule 1 drug. Another thing is there is a synthetic drug that is made. I'll come back to that, but I'm going to let Jackie talk as to why she kind of agrees with the federal government that
insurance companies should not pay.
Yes.
And Renee, tonight, for some reason, I just feel like you are on my side. The way you explain that, it's like, ooh, yeah. But anyway, yeah, so guys, again, so here I am, Nurse Jackie.
Hey.
And I do agree that the federal government, the FDA has not approved it, the marijuana and its usage. So insurance companies should not have to pay for it. I feel like if you think that, especially the recreational, I mean, if that's what you want to do, and if your physician recommends, I mean, it's recreational. Then if that's the case, I want them to pay for me going bowling, because I love to bowl. So I want them to pay for me going to the gun range, And that's another thing. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Next time, let's talk about the guns and marijuana use.
Yes.
But anyway, we'll bring that back to you guys. But health insurance companies, they won't pay for it because, like Nurse Renee said, that it's not on the drug formulary. And even if the United States were to change marijuana to a Schedule 2 or Schedule 3 drug, allowing it to be prescribed like that, the health insurance companies probably still wouldn't pay for it because they're because of the regulations of the federal government.
Yes.
So I think it's a good idea. I mean, I wouldn't, if I was a insurance company, or if I owned an insurance company, I definitely wouldn't want to be paying for having to pay for somebody else's recreation. I mean, we pay with the insurance company that I have my health care benefits through. You know, I pay so much and then they pay so much, but their so much is more than my so much.
Yes.
You know, their portion is far more than my portion. And I wouldn't want to have to foot somebody's recreational bill. You know, so I'm outside of it, the formulary and schedules and stuff like that, Schedule 2 and Schedule 3. Outside of that, I just think it's good common sense. That they don't have to pay for it, you know. Now I know that they will pay for that Marinol.
Yes.
And they'll pay for that Syndros.
Yes, Syndros. Yeah.
I know they'll pay for that, but that's like a synthetic form, right, Renee?
Yes.
And that's made up in the lab, right?
Right.
So I mean, I wonder, you know, okay, we won't get into that, but they'll pay for that stuff. It's just as bad. It's just as bad.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna interrupt Jackie.
Okay.
Just for a second, and I'm gonna let her come back.
Okay.
But that is true. Syndros, Marinol, Dronabinol. Those are, I think they are the same drug. They are just dispensed in a different way. So one is a liquid, and I think one is a pill version. Medicare Part D is paying for the Dronabinol. I do know that. So, and I believe it's because they are, that company has a proven, I guess they've proven to the federal government that can work for whatever the person that gets it is prescribed, whatever they have going on. So that is those are the three, the Syndros, Marinol, and Dronabinol. Those are the three that I know that can be covered by Medicare and Medicare Part D. But you were saying about the recreational. No, I think we do agree, because I don't think that your insurance company should pay for your recreational, because it is just that. It's something that you're choosing to do. It's something that you may not need a medical solution for. That's just something you want to do. So for recreational, I agree. No, you pay for your own recreational.
Right,
you
right.
Pay for your own. So with that, I can agree, but...
And even with the medical, Renee, to me, I mean, like, because it hasn't been enough studies done to show, they have not had enough double-blind studies that they've done to show the benefits and the effective benefits. And when they come up with that, then I may change my mind if I see people getting healed, or we can't say cured, but getting healed, or if I see problems diminishing. But to me, it's just causing more problems. That's what I'm seeing in society. And so the healthcare insurance companies, they're not paying for it, even the medical marijuana, because it's not on the drug formulary list.
Right.
And that formulary list is just a list it's an official list that gives the details of medicine that can be prescribed. And as you know, the doctors can't prescribe it. They can just recommend it, right? So it's not on those lists. And so even if in order for it to get on a list, one of the things, or a couple of things they have to do, is do those double-blind studies, and that takes a lot of money. Takes a lot. Those are years of study and research. What do they call them? When it's not okay, I'll give 20 people.
A clinical trial.
Yeah, clinical trials. I'll give 20 from here, the real thing, and I'll give 20 from this side. What do they call those? The placebo.
Yes.
So it takes years of study. So this is basically new. We're still everybody's on the fence about it.
Yes.
And I mean, before healthcare insurance would probably pick it up, it would be years. Right now, it's like experimental, investigational, and otherwise unproven. So, no, they're not going to pay for it. And then, just in summary, you know, there's a lot of reasons why they won't pay. But even if it was reclassified to a lower schedule, I don't think they will have to remove it from the list of controlled substances altogether. So, and that's not you know.
Well, I don't think I don't think they should have to remove it from controlled substances, but if they moved it to a Schedule 2, which cocaine is a Schedule 2.
Oh God.
Ritalin is a Schedule 2. Demerol, morphine. These are drugs that people get on a regular basis. Anytime you go in the hospital, you tell them you got some pain, you tell them you're having that chest pain, they worried about your heart, you getting some morphine. You cocaine, I just read something in the news where they're coming out with a new spray that's based with cocaine. Now we all know
For it's got to be an anesthesia.
yes,
Okay.
yes, and you saying that cocaine, the federal government, the way that they have their schedule of classes for medication, what they are implying is that cocaine has more of a medical use than marijuana.
But it's been proven though, right? Years of study has shown, like, okay, you can spray me with some, or you can give me like some lidocaine, or even the lidoderm patch. Let's just deal with the lidoderm patch. So it's an anesthetic.
Everybody might not know what that is.
Okay, so a lidoderm patch is a patch with lidocaine in it.
Right.
And lidocaine is a numbing medication. So you can put it on a specific part of the body, and it'll take effect. Like people with back pain, that where the pain, they experience it in their legs. Low back pain, you start having leg pain. So they put it on the low back, and it eases the pain in the legs. That's been proven to work. Cocaine, those types of the medications, those have been proven over the years with clinical trial studies. But this marijuana crap, weed, not blow, I'm off on something else. But it just has not had enough study. And again,
I'm gonna disagree.
And then that's in the medical, but we're using those in the hospitals though too, Nurse Renee.
Yes.
And in surgery, and fentanyl, things like that.
Yes.
And so, but anything that you do now, if you take those same drugs, and you start using them for recreation, okay, so
like cocaine,
right? You get that's where they come up with the term. Well, not where the term come from, but people start using. Then you have drug addicts, drug addiction. So that's when you start using anything. I mean, if you take food and people overeat, then we got morbid obesity. You take a person that wash their hands too much, the people that have OCD, you wash your hands too much. That's a problem. So anything that you do excessively. So you could take cocaine, you could take fentanyl. People take fentanyl and die.
They do.
And but those are that's when it's illicit. It's not being used for medicinal purposes.
Right.
So this recreational marijuana, no way should the insurance companies pay for it. You know.
I agree that they shouldn't pay for it because it's recreational, but I don't agree that
the medical.
And
but once they prove it, it's got to be proven that it works.
But I'm gonna speak to that because in the
Charlotte's Web,
I'm not even gonna use her no more because we used her for our last endocannabinoid system fact check. So we have to always come and give our listeners something new. So in the 20s, I want to say, and I'm definitely gonna have to fact check my dates. I'm guesstimating the dates because I got so many things in my head, but. Cocaine was used in the 1900s. Not cocaine. I'm sorry. Marijuana was in. It was used to treat all kinds of stuff. Pain, fevers.
I think I saw that.
Bacteria infections. So when we say that it's not proven, it is proven. It's just that history has been tainted with pretty much the prohibition, the racism. To make black and brown people, especially brown people from Mexico, which is why the name marijuana was changed and spelled the way that it is now. Because the President Nixon, I believe it was, he's the one that really kind of got tough and said he was absolutely no. And that he started the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency. He started all of that, which is how we got these schedules of drugs, okay? And he said it was a racist comment that said that marijuana makes white women want to lay with black men, because white women were becoming comfortable going out dancing. And they would go to where the black people kind of did the jig and all of that kind of stuff. They would go down to their nightclubs and they would have a good time. Because what cannabis does, if nothing else, is it relaxes you enough to have a good time.
See?
So the white men got, offended, and they were like, okay, it's making the white women want to go lay with black men. And of course they couldn't have that. So they made it a Schedule 1 that said it has absolutely no value. It's just, it's a demon drug, and it's really not. And so there is proof, if we dig it up, there is proof that the marijuana does work. And some of these drugs are actually made with marijuana. So we have to, I just think I understand that some people think that it's not proven and, we need all these studies done and this and that. But if you don't deschedule, how can the research come? So we have to ask the question, if we can't even touch marijuana, because of the THC and all of the cannabinoids that it has, if we can't even touch marijuana to get that clinical trial going, how will we ever discredit or prove? Because if it's so true, then let the studies be done and let the record show. Why are you afraid if you know for a fact that it doesn't work? You have marijuana in the same class as LSD and what is this? Heroin.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what it
yes.
is. So we all know what heroin does. We all know what LSD does. And we all some of us know what marijuana does. Now, whether you agree with it or not, we still have to deschedule it in order to get the clinical trials for it.
Yeah.
So we are in that trick bag where
they're not going to do it.
They probably won't do it.
They're not going to do it. And guess what, too? Even if they did, like I did, I looked up, I saw an article in, I think it's Be Very Well. Mm-hmm. And they were saying that if they were saying that healthcare insurances won't pay for medical marijuana as an herbal remedy, and that if marijuana was to be reclassified so that it wasn't a controlled substance at all, it might become available without prescription.
Yes.
So if it became available without prescription, then the healthcare insurance really wouldn't have to pay for it, because then it would become over the counter.
Yes.
And like Tylenol, if there's an over the counter med that you can take, and pay out of pocket for it, then it's not going to be covered by the insurance.
Correct.
So then here we go. So even if they in my conclusion, if the insurance companies should pay for it, no.
Cannabis is expensive.
Whether it's medical,
whether it's medical
or recreational, they should not have to pay for it. And that's just my take on it, guys. So let us know what you think.
Yes.
About,
Can't wait. I'm excited.
And I know some of the people are going to come back, because some insurance companies actually, this is a whole different subject, but they actually pay for your pet to go to the hospital or the vet.
Wow.
So, but
won't pay for your cannabis,
right?
For you to help with your pain, or
I don't agree with either one.
Yeah, I don't. Now I'm definitely not.
Because a pet is recreational to me.
Is.
That's
you don't have to have that,
right?
Yeah. It's hard enough to pay for people.
Yeah. But let us know what you think, guys. And when we come back on our next episode, I think we got an idea. We're going to talk about gun.
Yeah.
Conceal and carry.
Yes.
And cannabis. So, thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe.
Please.
To We Talk. And let us know what you think.
Yes.
Let us know what you think. And until next time, I'm Nurse Jackie.
I'm Nurse Renee.
And don't forget that we talk. See you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.